Hello, today we are sparking for Altina because mine is... Where is she? +9. So let's get her to +10. And I'm going to be pulling on green as well because I know I can get her from the spark. And so I want to maybe try and go for a Thracier as well. And I wouldn't mind getting Legendary Tiki and even Rearmed Grima. But I'd like to focus on red and green. And today I thought I would like to talk about my favorite characters from each Fire Emblem game, because I was working on my arena. Wow, there she is. I am Thracier, the one who called me here. It was you, wasn't it? Nice, very nice. I don't really have any Divine Dew, so I sort of... it's gonna be a while before I get to refine her, I think. What IVs do you have? Oh, I was looking for a plus defense one. Nice. Very nice. Let's... You know, I don't want Naga, because she does not have any interesting fodder for me. So yes, I would like to talk about my favorite characters from each game because I was working on my arena assault teams and I wanted to incorporate more units that I liked, and so I spent some time deciding who I should prioritize and who I like the most out of all the games. And so wow, that's amazing. Hello, I wasn't expecting to get him. I am Leaf. I seek the power to slay the gods I have been made to serve. I've gotten him before. He's been in my reserve barracks. I gave his sword to Alphonse. Very cool. Let's back out. And so I am going to go in the order that Heroes has it, because like the purpose of this exercise was to choose units that I wanted to build in Heroes. And so for Heroes, my favorites are Bruno, Leaf, who I just got, and Hreed. Hreed, I'm disappointed didn't get a Summerald, but I hear that he may get one next year. And Leaf, I like because of his involvement in the Book 3 story. I thought that was very cool because he started off as a Mook, but he sort of grew into the main, the focus villain. And unlike Hell, he's still around and he's doing stuff. And I just think he has an interesting story. His connection to Alphonse is interesting. And I like Bruno as well. Actually, drew Bruno for one of the CYL events. He looks very nice. That's also why I like Reed. And I was saddened that he died. And that sort of made me feel something in the story, which... Bravo to IS for doing that, even though I wish he was still around. Although Reed is technically alive, but he's just non-existent. And for Shadow Dragon, my favorite is actually not in the game yet. He is Rad. That's his name. His name is Rad. And I like him because he is have an archetype that I generally like in Fire Emblem, and I guess games in general. The up-and-coming swordsman. Although, I don't know that he's really up-and-coming, but I contrast him to Navarre, who's more of the edgy swordsman, and so between the two, I like Rad more. And Myrmidons are one of my... I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but they're my favorite class in the series. For the most part. I think in the later games they sort of dropped off for me. But certainly from when I started playing through, I guess, probably either Fates or Three Houses, they were my favorite. And when Shadow Dragon was new and the Wi-Fi was active, I actually built up Rad to use on online battles. So that's why he's my favorite. And my second favorite is Julian. And like, I really wanted to use him in Fae, and so that's why I tried to use him in my Arena Assault run last week. And let's see, what do I have written here? Oh, right, green. I am going for green. I hope I haven't missed any greens. But yeah, I like Julian. I like the Thief class a lot. He's the first Thief. And I like his artwork in Fae, but I really, really liked his artwork in Shadow Dragon. Like the official artwork, not necessarily the sprite. Because the sprite work is kind of in that game. It's not bad, but it's not the style that appeals to me most. And my third favorite is Wolf. Not just because of the name, but also because he's one of the most busted characters in that game. At least in the DS version. So he's very distinctive. I think Sedgar is possibly better than him, but I do prefer Wolf. Moving on to Echoes. My favorite from that game is undoubtedly Leon. Because, you know, I relate to him. And I'm actually building him in Heroes. He's actually +9. I'm waiting for his Resplendent to come out. I don't really use him in Arena Assault, but there she is. Okay, so I actually got Altina and Thracier. And I got Leaf as well. So I think what I want to do is I might spark for Tiki. No. I'm going to spark for Thracier for the merge. Well, gosh, I don't know. No, I'm going to go for Tiki. And I'm also going to pull Colorless, because there's no point in pulling for just... Well, I guess I could keep going for green for that merge. But, there's not even any greens here anyway. Do I want to keep going for colorless, or do I want to go for blue? I think I may as well go for blue. I don't know. No, I really just don't want Naga at all. So let me focus on sniping green, actually. That way, if I get another Thracier, then I could spark for Tiki without having to worry about Naga. Might cost a little more orbs, but really, would not know what to do with a spare copy of Naga. As I was saying, since Bowie popped up, my other favorites from Echoes are Saber, who's actually pretty plot relevant, which is cool. He's definitely probably my favorite design out of all the characters. And also I like Lucas, and I think he looks good, and also his personality is nice. Honorable mention would be Bowie. And I really like Bowie too, but I think Lucas edges him out. And Genealogy, Thracia, and Binding Blade I have not played because they're Japan only, so... but I still chose units that I liked from them, just based off what I know about them from Faye and from the Wikipedias, because I'm a big Fire Emblem nerd, and just based on their design mostly as well. So from Genealogy, I think my favorite is Arvis. It's very notable. It's like it's notorious in this series. I think he's very cool. And I love his design so much. I think the mage designs I'm a fan of in general from that era. And speaking of which, I also like Lewin, and I like Julius. And I think they're both pretty, well, Julius is like the final boss, but Lewin is also pretty plot relevant, so, from my understanding. And unfortunately, and this is true for Lucas as well, I just don't have the resources to build Julius or Lucas at the moment. I just have bigger priorities with my feathers. For Thracia, there's a character named Robert that I'm looking forward to getting in Fae. And then I can build him, and then I can use him in Summoner Duels, and I can... Sir Rob can be the top Robert user in Fae. And then I also like Asbel and Ronan, just for their designs. Oops, stop. Yeah, thankfully I have both Asbel and Ronan. I think I'm gonna pull one colorless here just so I can end this, because I don't want to end up with like 5 greens and end up pulling in all the greens. And yeah, I think it's probably in my best interest to go for Tiki. I don't like Tiki that much though. But I think eventually she's gonna get that merge, and eventually Thracia's gonna get that merge, because I'm gonna keep pulling on these banners as the months go by, so. Hello. I am Tiki. I followed the light of a star and I ended up here. Okie dokie. So, first of all, let me get Altina here. I'm using the Esker Trio in the Seer Snare. Altina. And then Altina. This one is... I free pulled her with the tickets. So I was tempted to go for her today, but... not a big enough priority. I'm going to merge the plus speed one into the plus attack one. That just seems like a good idea. Oops. Ooh, plus 10! Let's do it. Everything looks good. Yay! She got plus speed. Wow. So, my Ether Raids teams are both max scoring now. Because I got Air, Peony, Dogger, and Altina, Naga, and Regan. Very cool. It's very exciting. I am officially done with my Mythic Merge projects. But we're not done, because I'm going to be summoning on this banner as well. I am going for Legendary Alm, and I am sparking for him. And I'm going red, I think? If there's no colorless? Yeah. I believe Sothis is on red and Brave Cella, so... Yep. Yeah, and I was considering waiting for pulling for Legendary Alm because I'm not really thrilled about Milla being on this banner, but I worry that, like, the next time Alm appears, he could appear with either Rearmed Tana, which would be really good, but there's Milla. Hello, I hope you don't mind me saying bad things about you. I am Milla. I preside over Zofia and grant its people my love and blessings. Okay. Yeah, because the Alm could be sharing with Rearmed Tana, he could be sharing with Ascended Alincia, Fallen Maria, or Rhea. And I think a lot of those are just in the normal pool, and so the only one that I would really want over Milla would be Rearmed Tana. But it's sort of a coin flip whether Tana would even appear with Alm, because she might appear with Milla, who's also appearing in the same month, but on a separate banner. So I feel like I would just feel more comfortable pulling on this banner instead of waiting. Moving on to the Binding Blade, my favorites from that. And again, I haven't played Binding Blade, but just like mostly off based on their design, my favorites are Deke, obviously, Elfin, and Hugh. Elfin isn't in the game yet, and Hugh I actually pulled off focus. I think I did it in a recording. And so I'm trying to use him now, and I am investing 5 Dragon Flowers into him, which is probably a bad idea, but if he's one of my favorites, then I think I should prioritize that, you know. I have an honorable mention being Zephiel, because I do like him a lot. I think he's probably in the upper tiers of my favorite villains from the series. But I partly like him for his design, but I'm not the biggest fan of his design in Fae. I think it's very cool. I think the artwork is great, and I think the artist is a wonderful artist. But the appeal is lost on me, the personal appeal, because I think in the Binding Blade he's actually quite handsome. I think I would want him to be drawn by Wada Sachiko, or Sachiko Wada. Moving on to the Blazing Blade, which was my first Fire Emblem game. My favorite is absolutely Guy. And again, he's like that same archetype that Rad is. So Guy is sort of the one that like paved the way for that archetype for me, because Guy is very cool. His flashy critical animations. My second favorite is Matthew. Again, like Julian, he's a thief, and thieves are one of my favorite classes, and Legault is a thief too, but Matthew. I am more attached to Matthew. I like Legault a lot as well. I like all the thieves in Blazing Blade. But Matthew has that little side story with him and Layla, which helped me bond emotionally to Matthew. And that's also why my third favorite is Nino, because I was very attached to that storyline. It really it impacted me, and it really got me attached to her. And Jafar as well. And I don't really care to build Nino and Faye these days. First of all, she's not really that good anymore, the base version, but also she's pretty popular, and I don't know that I really care to build up the more popular common units. Well, that's not quite true, but I don't know. I guess Nino, the things I like about her aren't necessarily reflected in the game. Because, like, she doesn't have the story attached to her in her voice lines or anything, or in her personality. So, it feels like using just like a generic happy girl. But, you know, I haven't really looked into the other alts, so maybe there's some of that in those alts. I feel like using Sonia is a... There he is! Hello! I serve the one kingdom of Valentia. They call me the Saint King Alm. I vow my strength to you and yours. My kingdom. That's what he meant. Very cool. Got so many new legendaries today. And given that's one of my goals, I'm very satisfied. Yeah, I think I was saying, I feel like using Sonia is a better expression of my fondness for that whole storyline. But I do like Nino. Honorable mention goes to Nils. It's very cute. It's very cute. Hello again, Brady. I was born looking like this. You look good. What are you talking about? I believe he got his scar because like a violin string broke or something. Moving on to Sacred Stones, my favorite is definitely Ross. It's very cute, I like him. He is that Nino archetype where he starts off weak but gets really strong. I like his design. I drew fan art of him once. Second favorite is Leon, of course. He's just a very... let's go blue, right? Because I definitely don't want Gunthra. Blue has Crom and Crom. And yeah, I may as well just keep doing colorless, just going for red next. Just so I can get a chance at a merge for either Milla or Alm. I'm prioritizing a merge for Alm. Well, maybe I should go Milla. I don't know. We'll see. Because the incentive for getting a merge for Milla would be that I might be using her in Ether raids, and that would help her out, because one of her conditions is tied to her defense stat, I believe. Anyway, my third favorite is Joshua. He's very cool. Everyone knows that. So no surprise there. Path of Radiance, my favorite is Ike. And then Soren, and my third favorite is actually Jill, because again, she had a very she had a plot that really stuck with me, because she has some really good character development where she starts off prejudiced against the Lagoos, but she comes around eventually after encountering the party so many times. And that character development, I thought, was very, it endeared her to me. Honorable mention goes to Boyd, because Boyd is Boyd. And Radiant Dawn, my favorite, it's actually still Ike, because Ike is my favorite character in the series, and I think he probably always will be. And after that is obviously Kiza, and also Volug, who isn't in the game yet, and I think he probably should be in the game by now. I don't know why he's not in the game. He had a whole banner based on his country of 2 characters, and he didn't get on that banner. Honorable mention goes to Soth, who I'm a big fan of as well. I love his design, I love his whole character, really. And like the art style in that game was a big inspiration for me. I actually follow Kita Sanri on Twitter. She posts lots of pictures of her cat. And also I like Edward, Tormod, Warim, and Ranulf. Just to name a few. Radiant Dawn's definitely one of... It's probably my favorite Fire Emblem game, just because I have really good memories with it. And really running out of time here. Awakening. Favorite characters are Yarn, Owain, and Lucina. Fates, my favorite characters are Caden, Keaton, and Niles. TMS, I am ignoring. I never played Tokyo Mirage Sessions. 3 houses, my favorites are Linhardt, Dedue, and Caspar. And Engage, my favorites are Mavier, Amber, and Alchrist, with an honorable mention going to Tamara. And Mavier, I guess I'll go for all 3 colorless. I really am looking forward to Mavier getting into Fae, because he is my favorite. I used the pact ring on him. And that's it. That's all the games. All the mainline games. I guess there's technically Free Hopes, but I haven't played that either, and that's not really considered a separate game in Fae. Alright, let me review Mr. Alm and Miss Milla. They're both plus HP. Milla's minus attack, which isn't good. I think I'm gonna go for Alm. Well, because the thing is, with Milla, I sort of don't want to pull for her again. While I would be more likely to pull for Alm again. But, you know, I don't know how these banners are going to play out in the future. Maybe Milla will be sharing with someone that I want to pull on anyway. And I wouldn't necessarily mind getting more merges for either of them. But, you know, I just like Alm more. And it just feels more right to get a merge for him now. I don't think I'd go for anyone else just because I have all of these units already. I'm just gonna go for Alm. Okay. Let's settle this the mature adult way. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by the toe. If he hollers, let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Oh, thank goodness. Yay. There's a heckin' lot of orbs I spent today, but it was well worth it because I got... first of all, I got a +1 Alm, which is incredible. But I bolstered my Summoner Duels roster, my bonus unit roster, by I think 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. And I also got Altina to +10, and I got Leaf. I actually didn't get any 4-star specials, which is a little surprising. Got this plus Def Racing, which I'm probably gonna merge my other racing into. Yeah, very successful summon session. I don't think that could have gone much better. If you choose to summon on either of those banners, or either of these banners, I wish you luck, and thank you for watching. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.